Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist John Marshall, updating you on post-tropical storm Hermine. The storm has lost its tropical characteristics, but folks, it is gaining momentum. It actually strengthened over land over the Carolinas last night, and now the visible satellite picture shows the storm exiting the outer banks around Duck or Corolla, North Carolina. Beautiful area. Visited this area many times. Fortunately, they did not have a lot of damaging winds. They had wind gusts up to 50, 60 miles an hour. But the storm, it does have a center, but it is a post-tropical storm Hermine. Let's not get all tied up in all this terminology. Basically, this is going to be a formidable storm with winds of 65 miles an hour. And the thing is, this thing is supposed to strengthen into a hurricane once again. It is large. There is New Jersey. They're feeling the effects. The winds are gusting to 30, 35 miles an hour, Southern Ocean County through Cape May, through the Saturday afternoon hours. We're going to watch Hermine as it moves offshore. Now, the upper level low that is supposed to capture this thing, it's weak, but just strong enough to come down and make it sit. The big question, does Hermine continue to track east-northeast far enough? So when it does make that northerly poleward turn, is it just far enough off our coastline to spare us the really, let's say, possibly damaging winds? It's a possibility, but don't bet the bank on it. The main concern still, folks, is that this storm will bring coastal flooding for days. And I'm very, very concerned about this. Right now, today, not a bad day. We have got clouds out there. You can see the clouds fanning up the coastline. Really, the rain isn't even knocking on our doorstep yet. And the question, does it even rain in parts of the tri-state area? I don't know that answer. What I do know is there is going to be substantial coastal flooding and a storm that will give us very strong winds along the coastline. A tropical storm warning is now in effect for the entire coastal area, including New York City, Long Island, coastal Connecticut, the New York City vicinity, northeastern New Jersey, and down the Jersey coastline from Monmouth down to Cape May. We're thinking, and we're pretty confident, that there will be tropical storm force winds between 40 and 60 miles an hour in gusts. This will begin later tonight for southern areas and then encompass the whole area in gusts later tomorrow and tomorrow night as the storm gets into the more northern latitude. I would take precautions right now along the coastline. I would bring in any furniture after today. I know you want to get one more day, even if it's overcast, you want to sit outside. I get it. It's Labor Day weekend, for goodness sakes, already. But you know what? After this evening, or later this evening, bring in all loose objects that are outdoors along the coast. Do me that favor, because the winds will be strong. And this tropical storm warning is in effect through Labor Day. Maybe 48, possibly even into Tuesday, 72 hours as this storm sits. What I'm going to show you now is the new GFS model. Here's the storm off the Carolina coast, Cape Hatteras, this evening. Okay, again, don't worry about any of these numbers, 1,001 millibars. That's just for me to understand and the meteorologist out there. But look at what it does. It comes back toward the coast Sunday. Maybe they get into a rain band over southern New Jersey Sunday into Monday, and then the storm just sits. This is the new GFS US model, okay? The American model. And it's making this storm sit, and I got a peek at the latter hours. Even into Tuesday, it sits and spins. The hurricane track from midday. So they take the storm, 65 miles an hour. I really think it's going to be a hurricane before, let's say, late Sunday. I think it's going to possibly be a hurricane by tomorrow morning. It really does have a lot of warm Atlantic waters. Folks, the water temperature out here is about 80 to 82 degrees, and a storm system in the tropics needs water temperatures of that reading to sustain its energy and its status. So it will possibly and most likely become a hurricane. They're giving it a little northerly poleward turn. It could do a loop. Question is, where does that happen? And then it slowly goes out to sea. Folks, that storm's going to sit here for several days. Again, incredibly concerned about the back bays flooding. And I'm going to show you a storm surge graphic right now. This is just in. And this is experimental, but it's giving you an idea of the possibilities. So there's a storm surge warning from Sandy Hook all the way down Long Beach Island, down through Cape May. The high tides I'm concerned about are for Sunday night and the 2 high tide cycles on Monday. The storm surge at high tide could reach 3 to 5 feet above normal. Now, this just isn't a storm coming inland. We're not thinking that's going to happen. This is just the water continually pushing up against the coast, funneling into Long Island Sound. I'm concerned about western Long Island Sound. They could reach a storm surge between 2 to 4 feet, or coastal flooding at high tide of 2 to 4 feet. So moderate to major coastal flooding is expected through parts and most of the tri-state area along the coastal areas as the storm sits. We're certain that there will be coastal flooding. 100% sure. The question is, what is the magnitude? Questions? I don't know how much rain we're going to get. I don't know where that band sets up. I'm being honest with you, I have no idea. But the storm is sitting offshore, churning up the seas, and it will become windy. Again, today, a day to relax, but prepare. Tomorrow, it goes downhill with the wind. Keep it here at johnmarshallweather.com, and I'll have you updated. I'm around this weekend. I'll be having some fun as well. But just stay safe and just heed the local warnings that we have now, a tropical storm warning in effect for the entire coastal area, including New York City. And we haven't had a tropical storm warning. I'm thinking back to Irene, possibly, in 2011. And Sandy, they classified that as a non-tropical system when it moved in, even though in my mind it was a hurricane. So that was a high wind warning. So anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves here, getting off the page here. But again, I'm just looking at this satellite picture right here. Very concerned about the way this baby's developing, and really it's starting to get some colder cloud tops around the center of this thing. Yeah, we got to take it easy. And again, prepare. I'll have another update as conditions warrant. Enjoy. Take care.